Hello? Hello? Am I on the TV? I'm on the TV. Hello? Am I on the TV?
You had to shut it down.
Oh, hello. I'm on the TV.
We're on the TV.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Oh my gosh, there's still some of you waiting. I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
You deserve all the monies in the world.
Well, you got to win, though.
You got to win. Yeah,
You gotta
but
win.
all the
All
monies.
right, let me get all this stuff reset here.
Should we
Holy moly. Squish what? Let's not squish anything. Let's go. Here we go. All right, everybody. It's Money Mondays.
Wow.
Money never sleeps. YouTube breaks. We are ready to rock and roll. Listen, you got a good chance of winning if you are on here live because people are going to be dropping off. We're going to draw 4 names tonight. We're drawing 4 names for $400. Lacey and I are back from Mexico. Little did we know we needed to type all of our passwords, usernames, etc. in Spanish, but we finally figured this out. Tristan Schaub is producing tonight with super special guest in the house, Bailey Qualls. And yes, today is the absolute last day to register for the Our Last 5 Moves Challenge. Last day to register, you've got to go to www.ourlast5moves.com.
Don't delay.
Let's see, I've got 6 spots left to fill here. 6 spots left to fill in this.
No, 5. 5.
We had one coming.
I just
5.
had one
All
pop
right.
up right now.
Right now we had one coming. I got 5 spots. Opt for that VIP option. You get 5 additional hours of coaching with Lacey and I. That's it for today. That's it. At the end of the broadcast, that's it. www.ourlast5moves.com. Listen, we've been working on the content. We're breaking down the last 5 things that we did, the last 5 moves that we consider to be the most important moves that have gotten us to a multiple 7-figure business in a very short period of time. www.ourlast5moves.com. If you're having trouble with the Spanish edition, reach out to Tristan Schaub. He can get you in. Reach out to Luke Mendel. He can get you in. And yes, Tristan is saying here, can everybody please make sure that you have your notifications set up?
Yep.
That's the only way that you'll know when we break YouTube. And share.
And when we come back on.
share. You need your friends to be on here. We're talking all things Money Monday here. We ready to rock?
Yeah.
All right.
And thanks, friends, for the hair compliments. I appreciate it.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody
Lacey is rocking the middle part. The middle part. Yay or
Important
nay?
news.
Yay
Everybody
or nay?
breaking news.
Yeah, you can post there. Yay or nay. Make sure, do us a favor too. Make sure that you follow Lacey on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm trying to build my Instagram.
Dr. Lacey Book, Lacey. Give her a follow at Dr. Lacey Book on Instagram, posting all kinds of great new content. She's been working with James. He's been getting some outfits of the day working. I'm wearing my party shirt today. Hope
People
you guys
like your
love
shirt.
the party
we
shirt.
got some compliments on it.
Oh, we are? Oh,
Yeah,
sweet. I'm
somebody
glad
said,
that
"I
you
like your
guys are loving
shirt."
the party shirt. This is Roosevelt's. They are not a sponsor of Money Monday. So, I mean, I don't really care if you buy their stuff or not. But that's the shirt. We're super excited too. We got some great news over this past week. The podcast, None of Your Business. If you haven't checked out our podcast, comes out every single Wednesday. It's on all the podcast platforms.
We're very happy.
Featured in LA Weekly just this past week as one of the top business podcasts. So you're watching this free. The podcast is free. Comes out every Wednesday.
People, they support us. So
yeah, we're
thank you
super
for
appreciative
listening to
of
our
that.
podcast.
All right, let's jump into our
Got lots.
Let's jump into our Monday angle here, like Laura Ingram. All right, so are we in a recession? This started out, this whole product here started out because it was clear that we were moving into a recession.
Right.
And we were like, look, we want to help people out. Then we were not moving into a recession. Then everybody's friend, Joe Biden, changed the definition of recession, confusing people because then technically we weren't in a recession. We had, other people out there saying we were clearly in a recession.
Yep.
And so now everybody's wondering, are we in a recession? Are we going into a recession? Are we completely out of the woods? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to go through 3 scenarios. Number 1, look, we're in big trouble.
The answer is yes, we're in a recession or
No.
we're out of the woods.
Yes, we're in a recession.
That's right.
We're out of the
Okay.
woods, and we're also going into a recession.
We're out of the woods going into the big bad wolf's house.
And we're also in a recession.
got
So
it.
number 1, here we go. We're in big trouble. Big trouble. Now, don't start the doom and gloom nonsense on me because there's all the other
I
stuff. There's other. I got good news. I have arguments for all three, and that's what's
okay.
tough.
No, that's good.
So one, doom and gloom. We're in big trouble. Home builders say that the U.S. is in a housing recession. Now, this is really interesting information. The National Association of Home Builders / Wells Fargo housing market index dropped 6 points in August to 49, and anything below 50, bad news. But here's the good news. I picked this apart a little deeper. This is the 8th straight decline in the index. So we've been coming down a little bit.
8 months in a row?
Yes.
Is that how that works? Yeah,
Yep.
8 months in a row.
And here's the thing. They're saying this is due to the Fed's tightening on the monetary policy.
Okay.
And, supply chain.
We saw that coming.
Elevated costs, construction costs have brought on, they're saying this has brought on a housing recession. Now, I'll tell you what, where it's worse is in the Midwest, where we live right now, right? I'll tell you on the West Coast, not so bad. Right. So it just depends on where you live, but aggregated across because the Midwest is bringing it down.
And isn't that because everybody was moving out of the coasts? I mean, there's probably actually right. I thought
no,
that was
because
like the
that
thing.
would send
like
that would seem to drop the market on the West Coast and elevate the market where they were moving. But at any rate, the housing market seems to be taking a little bit of a hit. Good news, though, not like a 2008 kind of a hit, but we're seeing
bursting of the bubble.
We're seeing it slowing down here, and the sentiment. This is what's really important. Sentiment has turned negative. Like so, when we just we talk a lot about consumer sentiment index. So when we look at the housing sentiment here, people are not saying like this is the best time in the world to be getting into the housing market. In addition, credit card spending has now eclipsed the pre-pandemic high. We're at all new levels of credit card spending. What this means is this is really hard to decipher because this means that Americans are more and more willing to go into debt.
Right.
This could be good news for you. So you might be like, yeah, I love it because maybe you sell high ticket things.
Does it mean they're more and more willing or that it's actually become a necessity to go into debt?
Well, it could be, but either way, you have to be willing to go into debt to use your credit to go into debt. Consumers are now more willing to go back into credit card debt to keep their lifestyle now that they had a taste of it. So they got a little taste of this elevated lifestyle because they got more money. And if they want to stay there, they got to keep spending, but they don't have the money, so they're putting it on credit card. It is very hard for people to downshift. I like that, actually, from a business perspective. You all need to understand that. It's very hard for people to downshift. It's hard for people to make cutbacks. People don't like cutting back their lifestyle. And once you've had a taste of caviar on your pizza, it's hard to go back to anchovy. People hate to downgrade. People hate to cut back. I know Bailey's on
great Billions reference, by the way.
Right. Well, Bailey's on that hamburger diet. And Bailey told me today, he was explaining to me this diet that he's on where he eats hamburgers.
Hopefully it's at least
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I gotta tell you this. For lunch, Bailey eats ground beef with cheese and puts honey on it. And he's telling me today, this is the greatest thing ever.
Honey?
Yeah, that's what he says. He says, that's what you do.
I don't know.
Ground beef, cheese, and honey. But here's the thing. Bailey was like, but you could eat filet. You could have like 6 fillets a day and still be on this beef diet. No, I guess I would put honey on that.
Yes, Josh Matthews, gross. Wait, so hold on though. Megan Banker said, get those credit card points, but only if you pay it off monthly. I did read that you wrote that about credit card points, that people are actually utilizing their credit card points now instead of the larger purchases like dishwashers and some big things that they wanted for their homes. They're utilizing them for everyday items, right?
Well, that's the sad thing is they had planned on getting a vacation. They had planned on using it for a big ticket item. Then things got tight, and we're actually seeing people leverage their credit card points. So this is not what Megan's talking about because she's helping people that are fiscally responsible and maximizing their credit cards. But some people, and maybe it's not that they weren't fiscally responsible. Look, some people are just in a situation where they're like, what am I going to do? And they're actually leveraging their points. We're seeing more and more of this for normal everyday things like groceries and gas. And in other news, Peloton has decided to slash 780 jobs and raising prices. Well, there you go again. The Peloton execs watch Money Mondays, I'm sure, because we've been talking about this for weeks now.
And it was inevitable, right? Because during the pandemic, Peloton took off, right? You remember how many people were buying Pelotons because they couldn't go out to gyms? So they probably actually hired a ton of people, grew their business model. And then all of a sudden now, as it slowed down, things got tight. People aren't purchasing. They've got to make cuts and they got to raise their
And
prices.
they're closing a lot of their retail stores. They're cutting jobs. They're raising prices, all in an effort to become profitable. They dipped into the red. Like, so look, one of the hottest companies during the pandemic, absolutely wheels fall off. Again, this is why we're doing Money Mondays, because if you have a company like Peloton, so many people that we work with are saying that they had their biggest years during the pandemic. Well, so did Peloton, and now we're already seeing the squeeze. Peloton losing some of their users, their subscribers, slashing 780 jobs, having to raise prices. Speaking of slashing jobs, Wayfair, one of your favorite companies, has announced that they're laying off 900 workers. This is about 5% of the company's workforce, 10% of its corporate team. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, things are getting tight. So on one hand, look, here we go. We see that,
Wayfair.
Things are getting tight out there.
All I can think of is Wayfair. You got just what I need, except my job.
Except my
It's
job.
like really bad. All right.
Also, by the way, Bank of America has come out and said that they do not see this as the bottom, especially when it comes to the stock market. That using the rule of 20. That we are potentially far from the bottom, and they're saying that this is a part of or is a product of the high inflation that we're living through right now. Interesting data coming out that a lot of people pointing to the stock market as an indication that we are not in a recession, but this coupled with the high amount of debt that the United States is going into. And I was talking to some friends today too. The dollar continues to be strong around the world. Look, if you're traveling internationally, it's a great time for you to be buying internationally, because your dollar will go a long way. Now, we also could make an argument that we have nothing to worry about. Look, I don't know why you're getting all bent out of shape. Enough with this doom and gloom stuff. Here's what we're seeing. The ultra rich continue to fuel sales of luxury brands in spite of inflation and recession fears. Experts say that luxury brands are often insulated in economic slowdowns. Well, I'll be danged. That's what we've been talking about forever. Somehow these luxury brands, they manage to thrive through an economic slowdown. We're giving you data. We're not making this up. That's because most of their sales come from high net worth individuals. So high net worth individuals are relatively buffered from an economic slowdown. I've said this 9 million times. If you have $100 million and you lose 20% of your net worth, you lose $20 million. You still have $80 million. You're still rich.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want if you said your net worth went down by 20% if it started at $100 million. Now, if your net worth was $100,000 and you lost 20% of your net worth and it went to $80,000, that may represent a need to modify your lifestyle. You may not be stretching yourself into those luxury, purses and belts and all of these things that they sell. Companies that cater to the ultra rich, including Ferrari and their parent companies of Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Versace, are reporting strong sales or hiking their profit forecast. They're saying we're gonna make even more money.
We're gonna make more.
So look, maybe we're not in a recession. People are out there. People are spending, and I think what that points to is it really does depend where you're positioned. We've been saying this forever. We've been reporting Walmart having some difficulties. Walmart beginning to take a real hard look at what people are buying and beginning to prep their investors that, look, things are not going to be as great as they were in the past because people are having to think about gas and food more so than televisions or other non-essentials that they might be buying at Walmart. Whereas the luxury goods, you got Ferrari, Lamborghini, Louis Vuitton, all of these companies saying, look, we're killing it. We're having fantastic years. And in fact, we're going to have better years.
Their only problem is that they don't have enough supply because of the supply chain issues, which is actually causing the prices of what they do have to go up, and people are buying it. They're purchasing it.
I want to remind everybody that we're giving away $400. $400 tonight. We're going to draw 4 names. We got the names right here in this drum. Bailey reorganized.
Yeah, I was going to say he took all the names out. He really mixed them up, and so he's ready to pull some good names. A couple people have been
drawn twice. You can win again if you win. We don't pull your name out. You can win again, but Bailey's reshuffled the names. He's done a really great job of that. And lastly, on this, so we may be in a recession. We might not be in a recession. What about we are in a recession, or we were in a recession previously, but we're not now, but we might be going back to one. So David Sachs says that we are in a shallow technical recession right now, and we might bounce out of it in Q3 and Q4. I actually think that I like that. I think that's very possible.
Yep.
Right? We're seeing this little bit of a rebound effect. Let me also tell you, look, and I said this last year, 1 year ago. So August of 2021. August of 2021, I said, look, we're going to see an interesting time 1 year from then when I said this. And I also said we're about to enter into a season of the single most contentious election in the history of the United States. A lot is at stake right now. A lot is at stake. I mean, hey, if you're going to raid an ex-president's house, I don't care if you like Donald Trump or not. All I'm saying is a lot is at stake. You've never seen that happen before. Yeah, but the orange man's bad. Okay, but they still never have raided the residence of, I mean, this looks like we're in a third world country.
It's crazy.
Like I've spent time in Costa Rica. I've been in countries where ex-presidents get put in jail. I mean, we're real close to that here in the United States, but here's the bad news. Like, if we're going to do that, then the next time there's an election, if the other party wins, well, then that past president's going to be put in jail. Because they're all the same, right? They're all the same person. So, I mean, even if I get it, you think orange man bad, well, then you don't want old white man to be in the same situation, right?
Yeah,
because they got laptops and stuff too that these are going to be subject to scrutiny.
Maybe.
So here's what they're saying. Well, if the opposite party wins, paybacks, right? And I'm not saying that, that's what I want. I'm just saying that's what people do. So David Sachs is saying that there's a significant risk that the economy will be back in the recession next year. So we were in it kind of light. Q3, Q4 rebound. Hey, election time. It's not that bad. Move the shells around. Anthony Fauci, I guess, is going to quit at the end of the year.
I mean,
so we need that news. So hey, everything's gonna be good. No more mask until the new mask guy comes, and then we're gonna have mask again. But I probably can't say that because it probably gets YouTube. Well, it probably gets our channel banned. Cancel. Forget about that. Masks are good. Cancel. So here's what we're saying.
4 spots left.
4 spots left.
4 spots left. Just updating everybody.
4 spots left.
4 spots left. Dave Pascal's an old white man. We are worried about you too.
I don't want them to raid Dave Pascal's house either. No way. I don't want that.
All
right. So what we're seeing is that rate hikes are going to be coming. So here's the thing. Financial forecasters are worried that even with what's happening, if we are not in a recession, inflation still is high.
Yes.
I know that old white man said 0%. What that wasn't 0%. That was a 0% increase. So they were tricking you. And so inflation is still high. And so in order to combat that, what we do is we raise interest rates. And the feds have said we are going to continue to raise interest rates. And so if we really raise interest rates and continue on this, it takes about a 6 to 9 month period for this to fully kick in. So if we go on this path, we probably still have a 6 to 9 months grace period, right? And what I mean by grace period is, I mean, it's kind of stays the same.
Aren't we getting another round of stimulus checks coming out?
Oh, I don't know. That's news to me. You got that coming?
I thought I saw something that said that we're getting another round of stimulus checks coming out. I could be wrong.
All right.
I'm gonna just.
Well, I mean, it would make sense. If we are going to have stimulus checks, they will come out in October.
Thought that they were in the bill.
1,000,000%. If we're getting stimulus, we're getting it in October. Not me. Not you, and not any of you watching. And
4 days ago, state leaders say an estimated 23 million people will qualify for stimulus checks.
I just want to shout out Big Rick Downs.
He's on here.
Everybody calls him Big Rick, and he's on here. He's older than Dave.
That's what he said. Dave is the one that self-proclaimed that he was an old white man. I did not say
allegedly. That. And I gotta say, Big Rick is changing the game when it comes to sleep. Yes. When it comes to sleep, you got to check out what he has going on. Give him a follow, connect with him. And finally, Regal Cinemas. Cineworld nears bankruptcy as the theater comeback lags. So this is what I want to talk about today. So we had, movies were big, and going into COVID.
Yeah.
Then what happened with COVID is they had to stop production. Right? You had that little man, Mission Impossible guy. He got all crazy, right? He yelled at those people for not wearing the mask. The actor guy,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, yeah, he lost his mind. So they stopped.
Short.
Yeah, they stopped production on all kinds of movies. So then all of a sudden, we're back. movie theaters are back. We could put people in movie theaters, but we had no movies.
Yeah.
And this is what's very interesting to me. Tristan Schaub, our producer tonight, he says that everything old is new again. Everything old is new again. Well, remember, so like we were in this period of time where like movie theaters were starting to hurt because Netflix, right? People were streaming movies, and even you see like Netflix and
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, they were playing movie theater movies on HBO Max, showed all these apps. And so movie theaters were hurting. And then all of a sudden, guess what? Boom, we were not allowed to go to movie theaters. Then everybody was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could go to movie theaters. And now we're allowed to go to movie theaters. And now
no one's going.
Well, they have no movies.
Because they weren't making them during COVID.
Chris Collins says movies have been bad.
Yeah,
that's why
they have been bad.
There's just no movies.
But also, a lot of movie theaters ended up closing too.
Because they just had no business. It's like the restaurants, and a lot of restaurants are still struggling to get back their groove, right? Because of a lot of stuff here. That is going on. So.
Oh, also, and just so we can clarify, only certain states, everybody's writing that, only certain states are allowing stimulus checks this time around. But they are allowing them. So
probably ones that have a contentious election where the incumbent probably needs to win. Probably we'll see that.
There you go.
Yeah, and no more Netflix.
So, and no more movies, no more Netflix. So movie theaters, what are they trying to do?
Well, they're gonna have to file for bankruptcy. This is an interesting time. This is exactly what we do not want you to have to do. And this happens fast. This is one of the things. Why do we come on here every Monday? I mean, it's late. We broke the internet. We got stuff to do. Like sell our last 5 movies. We got stuff to do.
What would be really great though for all of you out there? It'd be really killer to buy those big screens and have movie nights in your parking lot.
Yeah, you could do that. I don't know what you're going to have to play old movies.
You have to play old movies for kids.
But here's what I'm saying is that it sneaks up on you, and a lot of you. Or maybe not you because you're here, but a lot of your friends and colleagues, they don't believe it. They're like, oh, no, those guys are nuts.
Right.
Shawn and Lacey are dumb. I'm doing great. We had a great year. And look, you're like pre-pandemic movie theaters. You're like during pandemic Peloton. Mm-hmm. You have to understand. You have to understand things change quickly. And what we're talking about tonight is everything old is new again.
Drive-in movies.
Everything old is new again.
We should all purchase drive-in movie lots.
Drive-in movies coming back. Well, that's kind of what you're saying. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it into your parking lot. Bring it into your community.
Yeah.
So everything old is new again. Let's break down what we mean by that.
So should we just pick one name before we go into our action items?
No, let's do this.
I think we should just. Are you going to do 2?
What
if the first name wins?
Well, then I'm gonna have Bailey draw 2 names out.
Bailey, come say hi to all of our people.
But here's the thing, Bailey, since this is your first time, people can see the names.
So yeah, you
so
can't
you gotta say hi to the camera.
Out.
We can't see you.
No, we can't see you.
No, look, go. You got to see
Bailey,
yourself.
You
see yourself in there?
Oh,
I'm on a TV. Oh,
you guys, this is the. How many times?
Say hi to your mom. I bet Maria's watching.
How many times have we hired Bailey?
Bailey, how many times have you been hired?
Probably 3 or 4 times.
4. This is Bailey's 4th time.
How many times have you been fired, Bailey?
He's been
3 or 4 times.
No, he's
3
been
or 4
fired.
times.
He's been fired by us 3 times.
Fired 3.
This is how much we
4.
love and believe in Bailey.
Bailey,
you gotta pick a name. Don't let the people see the name.
But hand us the name.
Hand us the name.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Good call,
yeah.
Bailey.
There you go. Block the camera with your back. That's how we get viewers. People tune in and they're like, "What is that?" That's Bailey's shirt. Well, they definitely can't see. They can't see. 3 spots left. 3 spots left.
3 spots left. I love that Chris Collins says that guy definitely eats beef and honey. Can you put that
Number
up?
2 right here. Boy, he's digging deep in there.
He's digging deep in there.
Making a lot of rustling noises. You got one for us? Okay, and that's number 2. Okay.
Number 2.
Oh wait, I need one more. That one's. Let's do that one. There we go.
This is not one. Okay.
Bailey pulled one of our employees' names.
Yeah, so that doesn't.
We're not going to allow an employee to win.
No.
Even though their name was in there, for being technically they're in BDC.
They get enough of our money.
You do not. Yeah, you lose. All right. So do you want to read the first name? Tristan, are you ready?
All right, everybody.
Here we go, everybody. $400 on the line.
Ready? Put the clock up. Lindley Rose.
Lindley Rose. Hey, show the name. We had people think you're going to be cheating.
Press start.
Lindley Rose.
Start. You're like you already burned like 8 seconds.
There we go.
Oh man.
Lindley Rose.
All right.
Lindley
Rose.
Rose.
Oh, look at, and is Billy Chow on here?
Billy Chow's on.
Billy Chow is on here. That's whose name got picked. Billy, you can't win.
Billy, you
Mr. Chow, Mr. Chow.
Billy loses.
Anybody remember that?
Not letting Billy win.
We're not gonna let Billy win. We just cannot.
Lindley.
Hector Martinez is ready. Billy, yes.
Oh no.
Oh, Lindley.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
You want the second name?
Or should we do one? Should we do one direct?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
So one of the things, everything is old is new again. Somebody already said it in the chat too. Somebody knew what we were gonna say because we've been talking about it for a while now, and hopefully we could talk a little bit more about our Marketing Matters seminar in Miami. We are talking about direct mail, right? This is one of the things, I think I saw a stat that said the USPS said that currently that, is it millennials? I think it was millennials read and go through 62% of their mail. And most of the mail that you receive in your mailbox is just junk. It's from stores. It's, product catalogs. It's offers. It's those value pack. What are those things? Those envelopes with all the coupons in them. So most people, your inboxes are inundated, but your mailboxes are not. Really, it's just big box stores sending you stuff. And still, USPS says that the majority of millennials are going through their mail and actually reading all of those offers. So imagine that if you're going after that demographic, that you actually start using direct mail, the impact that you can have because people are actually looking through it. I also read an article too that said, just ask yourself, what are like the last 5 personal things that you received in the mail?
Yeah.
Not bills.
Not Amazon.
Not Amazon. Not, product catalogs, like a handwritten note or something personal. And you probably actually remember who sent those to you. So direct mail is going to go a long way. It's one of those old things that's going to come back.
Yep. So you should be venturing into direct mail. Now, Megan Banker, who does our copy, does a lot of people's copies, yep. Absolute copyright phenom. She shared a post that was talking about how if you want to attract high net worth individuals, that they are not on social media. Yep. They're not watching ads. They're right. So you need innovative strategies. But what's very interesting is old strategies can still get through to high net worth individuals.
Think about the last time you've ever been watching like Netflix or the TV and you saw an ad for Louis Vuitton or Chanel. Right. Like it's like really rare. You don't see ads for that because that's not what people are looking for.
But they do have ads in magazines. Somebody was saying, somebody posted this thing the other day that said Ferrari doesn't advertise. Listen, Ferrari has an Instagram account.
Yes. I get targeted. I mean,
people are like, that's a bunch of baloney that they don't market. Marketing creates awareness. And yes, even luxury brands, they still work to create awareness. Placement is everything, though, where you are placed. So you can't be placed in places where your demographic or your ideal client is not looking.
Right.
So you got to get into the right spot. So direct mail, I'm loving that strategy. I will also say we will be talking a lot about this at BDC Marketing Workshop. Direct mail in and of itself is not what's going to win. Right. Because you need to have interesting follow-up strategies. You can move the discussion from direct mail and you can move that into the digital world if done properly. So we're going to be talking about these strategies. We don't have to just stay in direct mail. We can then leverage direct mail to move the conversation in a lot of different ways.
And we've always said, make sure that if you are interested in direct mail, that you follow Dan Kennedy because he is the godfather, the OG of direct mail strategies and getting your mail seen amongst everything else, right? But follow-up strategy is super important. Digital follow-up strategies, but also more direct mail follow-up strategies. You can't just send one and be done, right?
What else you got on everything old is new again?
Old school, going back to old school, like coffee meetings and networking again. Like the whole like handshake, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk to each other face to face. People are looking to connect again. And I think going out there in that grassroots effort is going to be vitally important in growing your business and deepening relationships. We've said this for a long time. And most importantly, going back to the concept of how to do a really great connection coffee networking meeting. I think so many of you go about it all wrong. We've given strategies on this forever. The traditional networking coffee meeting is, let's go meet for coffee. I'm going to sit down.
What do you do?
What do you do?
And you say this little pitch.
I talk
you
for a
say
half
your
hour.
pitch.
You talk for a half hour. The hour has
And
struck.
we go away.
And then we go away.
I was talking to somebody about this today, brand new in her area, moving their business. That's very common right now. Hey, I'm moving to a brand new area. And I always tell people, this is the question I have. I was like, all right, now if we were starting over in your previous place, so like we just were opening a new business where you used to live, would that be very hard? And they were like, no. That's right. Well, that's the problem. The problem is you don't know people. Not that you don't have clients. As they were like, well, how do I get clients? I was like, well, don't worry about getting clients. You got to know a lot of people first, and then you can talk about clients. And so, they weren't even open yet. So I was like, why don't we just go out and meet a lot of people? But here's the thing. So we have to have a strategy when it comes to networking, a proper way to do it, if you will. So what kind of tips do you have on how I could effectively network?
Yeah. Number one, the thing that I've always said that you need to do is when you sit down with somebody, or in advance, when you schedule the meeting, I would actually say, so Shawn, I want to go ahead and meet for coffee. But here's the deal. I've got 45 minutes, and literally I want that meeting to be all about you. I want to know all about you, your business, who you take care of, who you serve, what you do. And I think that it's really important that I get to know you so I can figure out how I can best help you. But here's the thing. When you sit down for that meeting, make sure that you talk only about them and that you actually stick to your word. And the reason that I like this mostly is, number one, because it sets you apart from what they're used to. But number two, it is a great filtering system to figure out people that will bleed you and people that will feed you. It's an automatic, because at the end of that meeting, somebody that is going to be collaborative in nature and will actually feed you will say, you know what, Lacey, we talked all about me today. Let's set up another meeting so I can learn about you.
What if they don't?
Bye, Felicia. We're gone. They're done. I'm done. Like, if you don't want to actually say it's time for me to learn about you after we spent 45 minutes talking about me, I already know who you are. I'm going to move on to the next person.
And I think that in and of itself is beneficial. Right? Because you get to know in your community who are the open-minded and closed-minded individuals.
So quick.
We want to sit down. It costs you maybe, I would say 30 minutes. I'll give you 30 minutes to find out if you're open-minded. And if not, then that's great. I will have learned something interesting about whatever the heck it is you do.
But I just know you're not a fit for me and what I'm trying to do.
And I'll move on. Now, what are you going to say to the people that are watching and that are like, yeah, but when do I sell them my services?
You don't. We're working on the relationship and working on actually creating strong collaborative relationships. We don't need to sell them something. And that's something that everybody believes is like, that if I'm going to have a collaborative relationship with somebody or a referral relationship with somebody, they have to engage in my service. That is not true. People can love you, what you do, know who you've helped, understand your testimonials, and just endorse you. That is just as powerful as if somebody actually utilized you.
Well, I mean, and I say this a lot, one of our sponsors for BDC Marketing Matters, Chris Colgan and Seven Figures Funding.
Yeah.
I've never used Seven Figures Funding. I'm telling you that. Never used it. But if I had a need, that is who I would go to. Now, I would hope that for all of you watching, especially if you have a need, if you're like, I need funding, that you would call Seven Figures Funding. Why? Because I said that's who I would use. Now, I did not say that is who I use. I said that is who I would use. So this whole notion of, I need for them to experience what I do. I've never experienced what they've done, what they do, but I love the people.
Right.
And I know that people like Chris Colgan, they will take incredible care of you. And I can recommend that. I feel really good. I don't feel, as Amanda's saying, I don't feel icky. I feel good selling you. Go to Seven Figures Funding if you need funding. Seriously, because they have amazing products for people that need funding. They're super fair. They don't even have to hard pull your credit to let you know if you will qualify, and they can figure these things out for you. So contact Chris Colgan, Seven Figures Funding. That's how that works. Never use them, telling you openly, but I am also telling you I fully endorse them. Yes.
One last tip on the coffee meetings, take notes. Like, there is so much that you learn about people in 45 minutes. Like, if you truly want to be in relationship with somebody and show up for them, take notes. Take notes on their favorite sports team. I put that into my notebook, and that actually allowed me to accelerate my relationship with them because I remembered all the personal things that they told me. Never, ever, 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 ever trust your memory that much.
I fixed my YouTube thing here. I don't know why
Good
it was
job,
like
Boo.
that. Now I can see all of your comments. This is great.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I have one
Good.
more thing. I have
Oh,
one
you
more
do?
thing here
Go, go,
because
go.
I saw so many comments about birthday cards. Let me
Yeah.
give you a trick. Networking is not about exchanging business cards. They need for everybody to fully understand that. I almost think business cards are dead. And I'm not saying, because I know some of you are like, yeah, I got my electronic business cards. I'm not even saying that either. Here's what I'm saying. In the world that I operate in, I don't know about you, in the world that I operate in, I can't remember the last time somebody gave me a business card. Here's what happens. If I want the relationship,
Right.
I'll be like, hey, text me.
Yes.
Here's my phone number. You freely give up, not like bizarre office numbers. I can't remember the last time I called somebody's office number. I talk to people on cell phones. I text them on cell phones. We email. We exchange contact information as a way of saying we want to continue in relationship, right?
Yep.
So that's how that works. You don't bring if somebody gave me 3 business cards, I would think that, man, what are we in 1980? Like, you give me 3 why do I need 3? Well, one's for you and 2's to give away. Like, I'd be like, I'd throw them in the trash and I'd be like, I'm done talking to you. So we don't have to exchange business cards. But here's the thing. So how do you get people's information? How do you get their information? Here's what you say. I'm going to give this. Here we go. Absolutely free. Make sure that you write this down. So, but you have to do this. You have to be real. Lacey and I were big on birthdays. Yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of conversation about birthday cards. Birthday cards are great. You know what's better? Birthday gifts, especially if you value the relationship. If they're a client, they're a prospect, they're just a collaborative partner, a colleague. Birthday gifts. That's
everybody
the way.
Gets stock birthday cards.
Yeah,
right?
you get those
like
ones.
You, like,
oh no,
you
I
get them
use
from your dentist.
No, I use them and they
look
look like they're handwritten. They look like they're handwritten, but they're not. You can tell their machine wrote that to look like it was handwritten. Yeah. So no, here's what we do. So you say, hey, Ann, it was fantastic meeting with you. I really enjoyed our time. I love learning all about you and your business. Before I go, one thing about me that I don't know if you know this, but I love to send people quirky birthday gifts. And so it has to be true. You can't send me a logoed pen, right? Like, I like to send people quirky birthday gifts. We do quirky birthday gifts. Every year. So they run for a year. And so if you're on our list for multiple years, you get some new bizarre thing the next year. We've done all kinds of really cool things. And so I would tell you, listen, I love to send really quirky birthday gifts. And if you don't mind, I would love to add you to my list, to my birthday list. And most people, Ann's going to say, yeah. And then I'm going to say, well, obviously, Ann, then I just need a couple things from you. Number one, I need to know when your birthday is. So they're going to freely give you personal data now. Oh, yeah, it's on October 5th. Great. But where should I send the birthday gift? And now, this is one of the things I think is important. In this initial encounter, I actually feel like, because everything old is new again, I feel like it is more valuable to me if I can acquire your actual address, not some P.O. box, but if I can get your actual address. I would rather have that than your phone number, because I can get you to call me, right? So I would just say, where should I send the gift? Now, they're not going to give me some like random place, because they're going to want to receive the gift. They're probably actually going to give me their home address. You want to know something that's really interesting? I was thinking about this earlier today. I don't actually know this office address.
Right.
So if somebody asked me out in the street, like, hey, where should I send it? And maybe I was like, yeah, send it to our office. I don't even know. It's like 12337.
Yes.
Right. And I don't know the zip code, but I don't know the zip code to this. Right.
I do, but
that's a problem. You do, but that's the deal. You could get, so if you got me in that, I would give you one of our homes.
Right.
I would be stuck. I would give you a home address, and I would have already given you my birthday. Then when you send me a gift, you could say something like on the note, handwritten note, hey, Shawn, I hope you enjoy this. Remember I told you I send quirky birthday gifts. I hope you enjoy this. Give me a call. And then you put your cell phone there.
Yep.
Give me a call. Let me know that you got it, or let me know what you think. Let me know if you like it. And now I'm going to call you. What's happening?
Nothing. Oh, I was just nothing. I was making sure my stuff was going.
Okay.
It was lagging.
Well, that's my tip.
Call, and then you're gonna call. No.
Well, they're gonna call. What was that? Somebody smashed a kitty cat?
I think we should do another name.
All right.
People are getting tired.
Lacey's giving me some signals I don't get, so you take it over.
I know. What is happening? I was not giving any signals. Oh my God. I was trying to restart my YouTube. Oh boy. I have another name.
Okay.
I have another name that look, there's only 46 of you on right
Put
now.
my game face
because
on.
I think we got started so late. But if you are on, get ready for that timer.
Gabrielle Monto.
Do-do-do.
Gabrielle, you have won $400
$400
cash prize coming to you, Gabrielle
Cash
Monto.
money.
Bailey,
You know what, Bailey?
if there's no winner, come on up here and draw 2 more names.
We need 2 more names.
Oh, she's here! Woo!
She's here!
Woo!
She's there!
Play the celebration song.
Yeah. Tristan can't find the celebration song.
Celebrate good time. Gabrielle Monto,
Look at you,
winner
Bailey.
of
Bailey drew a winner
$400.
on his first time.
Winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations.
We have
Was that it?
Yeah.
Was that the song? What was it?
That was not very celebratory.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well,
YouTube Money
Gabrielle
Monday's
Monto,
ruined.
yep, it's ruined. One money. We have one last point though.
Okay, what's the
One
last
last
thing?
point.
Because
This is
we
your
want
point.
people. The real way to make money is not to just have a drawing. We have two seats left for our last 5 moves.
Only 2.
www.ourlast5moves.com. I got to tell you this.
Don't sit on it.
I got to tell you this. You guys got to help out Josh Matthews. He sometimes produces the show. He is the architect behind our last 5 moves.
He is.
And he needs to sell out the program to get into bonus territory. Help out Josh. www.ourlast5moves.com. You register. Josh is going to be thankful. He might even send you some of the trash bags that he won a couple weeks ago.
Did he get those trash bags yet?
Yes.
Tristan, okay.
He won $105 worth of trash bags, and he might be willing to share those with you if you register for www.ourlast5moves.com. All right, last point. The best way to make money here is to go out there and work hard and earn it by what we're teaching you here on Money Mondays. You can also win next week. We're going to reset to $300. We're going to draw 3 names. Congratulations, Gabrielle Monto. You are this week's big winner. Last point. What you got?
Point. This is your point. You wrote this. JV affiliate marketing.
Yeah, so
Going
everything
back
old is new
old
again.
school.
So here's what high net worth individuals love is they love recommendations from their other high net worth friends because they want to know, everybody wants to know, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so here's what you need to do is you need to think about other people in your area that are servicing these clients. Now, we recently had a phenomenal experience with Portia Naples. And customer service goes a long ways. But here's how we had a wonderful experience with Portia Naples. One of my friends, Christian Galt, for all your insurance needs, you should check out Galt Insurance in Naples, Florida. I was asking him over a round of golf, do you know anybody at Portia Naples? And he was like, well, I know the owner. Like, so right there, look, that's how it actually works. He was like, I know the owner. Let's call him. And so he called him on the phone and he was like, hey, can you help my friend? And handed the phone to me. Now, Dan, the owner at Naples Porsche, phenomenal customer service and really, really helped us out with a purchase that we were attempting to make, which is odd. We were attempting to make a purchase, but we couldn't make the purchase, but he helped us out. So what happens? Well, I have told so many people about this, right? So number 1, I'm not in insurance. I just told you about Christian Galt. Why? Because Christian helped us. So that's how that works. So I get excited and I tell you, oh my gosh, you need to check out Christian Galt. Then I tell you about Dan at Naples Porsche. And I'm like, if you want a Porsche, let me know because these guys got it going on. And what I mean by that is that means that we had gone to other Porsche dealerships and had a very difficult time buying a car, which is weird, but not at Naples. They did not want to sell us this vehicle. But at Naples Porsche, that's where it's going on. So that's a great example. Your high net worth clients, they love to tell their high net worth friends about the amazing things that they are involved in. I had, speaking of Dave Pascal, he shared a phenomenal story today about how he was selling a high ticket offer to a prospect, but then was telling them, hey, we should collaborate and you should tell your other friends because it was a high ticket offer. And that world communicates very seamlessly. Yes. This is your in. They communicate, high net worth individuals, the higher demographic, high ticket offers communicate within themselves. So you're looking for other people. So if I were in Naples, I just gave you the key to Mike Merck, If I were in Naples, I would want to work with Christian Gold, and I would want to work with Naples Porsche.
Yes.
Now, Naples Porsche happens to put on or be a participant of what is, and always have something to invite people to offer, which is very similar to what Mike used to run. It's called Cars and Coffee. There's no cereal, Mike. It's just called Cars and Coffee. But you would want to be involved in that. And everybody, so Mike is a chiropractor. So you're like, what the heck does chiropractor have to do with insurance and have to do with Porsches? They have a lot to do because it's the same
market
demographic, the same target market. So that's what you want. You want to create your gang of 5. You want to get other people that service your same target market because your target market talks. And I got to tell you this, a lot of people have had a lot of difficulty putting together their gang of 5, but this works really well if your gang of 5 services a high-end demographic because they understand the link between insurance, Porsches, and whatever the heck it is that you do. They're all intricately linked if it's the same demographic.
Yeah. And I think that's really important. It actually got me thinking when you're talking about Porsche. I get the Porsche magazine, I think every quarter. And you know who advertises in the Porsche magazine?
Christian Gold.
No, not Christian Gold, but Chanel, right? It's like some of the high-end luxury brands, because why? That's pretty much their gang of 5. They're going to put their advertisements where they exactly know that their target market and demographic is sitting in what they're looking at. So you should do the same. You just got to do it live. You got to do it with people in your community.
All right, everybody. Gabrielle Monto, congratulations. We are sending you $400 of our hard-earned money. Now, one way that we could just get that $400 back is if 4 of you would register for our next 5 moves. But we don't really need 4 of you to register.
But it would be great.
What we really need now is 2.
2
people.
It looks
2
like
people.
Keith Brassfield, and I think that, who else was it? I think it was Jen Trent. I think that was you too, that they committed to those last 2 spots.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, Josh,
so
if you can get those in, you will get a bigger bonus than $105 worth of trash bags. One day we're going to talk about that too, how we bonus our employees. We're not joking. Josh knows, probably at our next family dinner. If we can get those last 2 spots in, the architect of our last 5 moves, Josh Matthews, he will be bonused because of you guys. So thank you guys so much.
All for your
Josh
support.
Appreciates that as well.
I'm excited to deliver the content.
All right, everybody. Our last 5 moves starts Monday, August 29th. This is scheduled viewing at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are one of our VIPs, we're going to be doing 1 hour of coaching with Lacey and I, just like this, but you'll be on the other side, and we're going to help you to work it through. We're going to help you to apply these constructs and principles in your business. Here's what you need to do. You got to show up. You got to register. You got to show up, and then you have to implement. If you do that, I'm telling you, we're going to put you on a path to adding multiple 7 figures to your income. Why? Because that's what we did. It worked for us. We're not teaching you didactic, hypothetical stuff. We're literally going to share with you the last 5 things that we did, along with our insights on how you can apply those things into your business and help you to get started right away.
And thank you all for sticking around and dealing with us as we sifted through our wonderful technical difficulties on Monday.
That's what happens. You got to be adaptable. Yep. It's fine. Here we go. Everybody loves the middle part. Thanks for coming out and celebrating the middle part. I got the party shirt on. You never know what we're going to do next week. So make sure that you subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're coming back Money Mondays, every Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss it.